Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by Snickers Protein. Don't forget, tomorrow I'm going to be appearing on the Ball Street YouTube channel at just after 7. They've got a stream 7 till 11 where they're going to be discussing all the transfers in this transfer window. It's not a lot. I do get the feeling it's going to be a real rush on deadline day, which of course is tomorrow. The window shuts at 11 o'clock. One day for Arsenal to do business. So make sure you check that out. And don't forget, you can use the hashtag FanLine to send in any of your comments on the transfers so far if you want me to see those. Now, first of all, before I touch on transfers, I've got to touch a bit on the game yesterday. Oh, I'm disappointed, you know. After the game, I was like, all right, fair point. Take it, I suppose, when you consider the amount of players that we had missing. You know, no Aubameyang, no Saka, no Kieran Tierney. I was like, you know what? They were full strength. I'll take it. But then I came home and I watched it back, and then I was just thinking about it, and I was like, nah, man, we could have won that game. We had chances. They had chances, don't get me wrong, but we had chances. I just felt that we were the team that were knocking on the door more. You know, we had more patterns of play, and I was just a bit disappointed in the end now that we didn't get all 3 points. But listen, we didn't lose the game, and as I said, we had a weakened team. No Aubameyang, remember, as I said. And on Aubameyang, I was looking at it today. Do you know that it's actually 3 years to the day that we signed Aubameyang from Borussia Dortmund in January? And I've got to say, he's probably been our best January signing. He hit the ground running straight away. He's been breaking goal-scoring records. He's won golden boots. He's been unreal since we signed him. This season hasn't been great for him, we know. He's had a bit of a blip this season. But now, you know, when you find out that there's a few little personal problems going on in the background, maybe that could have had something to do with it. But that was some January signing. If only we could make a signing like that. Could Odegaard be that type of signing? He got a few minutes yesterday, but not really long enough to make an impression on the game. But yeah, 3 years to the day since we signed Aubameyang. Unreal. Now, 1 day to go in the transfer window, and what's going to happen? Ainsley MaitlandNiles, where will he end up? He was, again, an unused substitute in the game yesterday. We've been talking about this and discussing this throughout Transfer Daily, and saying that, you know, he burst into the England squad, you know, at the start of this season, you know, and he would be desperately love to get into those, you know, that Euro squad for the end of the season. However, if you're not playing games, you've got absolutely no chance of getting into that squad. So Ainsley, who's, you know, listen, he's not looking like he's going to get any games anytime soon. The left-back position that was free yesterday because of Tierney's injury, that wasn't taken by him. That was taken by Cedric. So where's he going to play? How's he going to get into the team? He's definitely going out on loan, I think, tomorrow. There's a load of clubs fighting over him. West Bromwich Albion want him. Southampton want him, and now we're hearing that Newcastle are interested in him as well as it's said to be his mystery top 4 club. I think it could be Southampton, a club that's going for who for a few weeks ago were going for the top 4. But Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I think, will be on the move tomorrow on loan, and I think that will be a good move because he's not getting game time at the moment, and a chance for him to go somewhere and really establish himself and then hopefully come back. If we do send him to Southampton, could we negotiate with them for Ryan Bertrand? That's some of the talk that's going around. It does look increasingly likely that Bertrand is going to stay at Southampton. He'll be a free agent at the end of the season. But what will Southampton do? Will they be willing to let Bertrand leave? Again, anything can happen on deadline day. You know, all the talking stops and moves start to happen very, very quickly. Ryan Bertrand, 31 now. We know he's a left back. We know that's the problem position for Arsenal. Cedric having to fill in there again yesterday. Kieran Tierney is brilliant, but he's injury prone. Let's face it. Missed the game again yesterday. Big games. So Ryan Bertrand would be good. Seems unlikely, but on deadline day, you never know. Another person who's been spoken about today is Patrick Van Aanholt of Crystal Palace. He played yesterday in their victory over over Wolves. He's 30 now. Of course, a left back. You know, previously he was at Chelsea, he was at Sunderland before that, but he's been at Palace for quite a long time now. He only has 6 months less on his deal at the moment, currently on about 55 grand a week. Could he be a player that we move for? There's a lot of talk today that Arsenal are going to try and move for him. It'd be a very small fee if they bought him because, as I said, only 6 months left on his contract. Could Arsenal bring him in as the backup left back? That wouldn't be a bad shout because he's not a bad player. He's an experienced Premier League player, able to get up and down the pitch as well, got a good cross on him. Very decent player, would be a very decent backup to Kieran Tierney. But will that happen tomorrow? It doesn't look like Palace are willing to deal for Tyrick Mitchell. Tyrick Mitchell, the 21-year-old left back who really Van Aanholt was really sort of lost his place to this season. But it doesn't look like they're going to allow him to leave, even though his contract is said to be running down as well. Palace are keen to tie him down to a long-term deal. So I'm not expecting any movement on Tyrick Mitchell, at least till the summer anyway. But the Van Aanholt one, you never know. That could happen. What happens with Joe Willock? Joe Willock, again, unused substitute yesterday. There's not a lot of games for these kids right now. We're out of the FA Cup, so probably won't, there's nothing to figure in there, and probably won't figure in the Europa League, well, not in the starting lineup, because the Europa League is a very serious competition now. And in the next round, we've got Benfica. And, Benfica are a top European club. That is going to be a very, very difficult game. So the likelihoods of a Joe Willock starting in that game is very unlikely. Looks like he could be heading out on loan. We're told that Newcastle are very, very interested in bringing him in. Again, I think that would be a good loan. I'd love to see this kid playing week in, week out, see what he can do, get some experience in, a bit like what Smith Rowe did, and then possibly come back and be a complete first-team player for Arsenal. Newcastle would be a good loan move for him, and they had a great victory yesterday as well over Everton. So I expect to see him on the move tomorrow as well. So a lot of youngsters could be on the way out tomorrow. Of course, there's Runarsson, the keeper, as well. Looks like he'll probably be going out on loan, even though he was back up yesterday. Matt Ryan injured. It's only just come. He's injured already, right? But Matt Ryan was injured yesterday and Runarsson was the backup keeper. But it does look like Arsenal going to send him out on loan as well. So expect a lot of loan activity. The big one is Mustafi. Could Mustafi be a Liverpool player this time tomorrow? It's real, Liverpool fans. This link is not no, joke rumor. This is real. Liverpool are very interested in it. They're desperate at the moment. They've got no centre backs. They're all injured. And the other players are very, very young kids. They've done well, Liverpool, to be still in the position they are when you consider that, best centre back in the world missing in Van Dijk, Joe Gomez, one of England's best centre backs missing, Matip always injured. They may bring in Mustafi for his experience, Premier League ready, good backup from now till the end of the season. It could happen. And remember, clubs are not looking to spend big money right now. A loan move for Mustafi could make sense for Liverpool. So that could be the big one going through the door tomorrow. If he does leave, I think the Arsenal hierarchy, if they can get a left back tomorrow and Mustafi goes, I think they're going to look on it and say it's been a great window. Odegaard, Matt Ryan, Remick, and, Mustafi leaving, Kolasinac leaving, Ozil leaving, Socrates leaving. I think they'll be very, very pleased with their window if that is the case. So it's going to be interesting tomorrow. I think it's going to be more players going out than coming in. but I think it's going to be a busy last day in a really, really strange transfer window where it's just been all loans and trying to get players where their contracts are running out. It's mad. It's a mad window. Let's get some of your comments of the people who've sent into the fan line. Shrev says, the way all the deadwood has been shipped out is ruthless. Love it. Willian has to be worried. If he doesn't get his crap together, he's going to be Arteta'd and gone. Willian yesterday, that is a big chance, man. He should have. But if that, you see, that's what I'm saying. If Aubameyang or Saka, if had that fallen to them, we'd have won the game. Abiola says Mustafi is a decent player. There's just much of defense. There's just so much of defense can absorb with a non-existent midfield Arsenal had for a long. He'll be great at Liverpool. I wish they get him. I don't know about great, but listen, it makes sense for Liverpool just as a, to fill a stopgap. Gabriel Martinelli too says, I would personally drive Mustafi all the way to Liverpool. And I've got to say, there was quite a lot of those in the comments yesterday about driving him to Liverpool. And Shivan says Mustafi is the Dejan Lovren replacement. Listen, you can laugh at him. The guy could be, if he does go, I keep saying it, don't be shocked you see that guy, with a Champions medal at the end of the season. But listen, tomorrow's the last day of the transfer window, so make sure you check us out here on Transfer Daily. We've been with you every single day of the transfer window, as we always are. And it's been a strange one, but tomorrow's the final day. I'm going to be here in the morning with Transfer Daily. Then I'm going to be keeping you up to date all day long here on AFTV with all the transfers. If anything breaks, I'll be going live and getting your guys' opinions on it. And then when the window sort of comes to a close, I'll be going live again to get your guys' opinion on what you thought of the window. But one day left. I'll be able to get some sleep on Tuesday. No more research every morning for 2 hours. But listen, I love doing this show and I've really, really enjoyed doing it. And hopefully tomorrow we can complete some more good business, because so far for Arsenal, even though we haven't bought no one, we haven't had no one on the scale of an Aubameyang that we did 3 years ago, but it's been a very sensible window and it's been a very smart window by Arsenal.